she pulled back. Your last message went unanswered, plans you made disappeared, and suddenly she acts as if you simply do not exist. While 99% of men panic, making the fatal mistake of chasing, texting endlessly, calling, or showing up uninvited, there is a far more powerful psychological strategy that completely flips the dynamic in your favor. Today, I will show you exactly what to do when a woman pulls away so she returns on her own, not as she was before, but with more interest, more respect, and deeper emotional investment than ever. Before we start, hit the like button, because what you're about to hear will destroy everything you thought you understood about winning her back. Here's a brutal truth most men learn too late. When a woman pulls away, it is rarely an accident. It's not confusion, it's not simply needing space. It's a deliberate test, conscious or unconscious, of your emotional strength. Her brain asks one simple question: can this man handle my absence without collapsing? If you cannot handle it now, you will certainly fail when real challenges appear in a long-term relationship. This is not female cruelty, this is evolution. For hundreds of thousands of years, women had to identify men with authentic emotional stability. Men who could provide, protect, and endure pressure. Weak men were survival risks. That programming has not disappeared just because we live in modern cities. It still operates at the deepest level of her psychology. Even Machiavelli understood something essential. It is better to be feared than loved if you cannot be both. But the most dangerous position, to be despised. When you chase her, beg for her attention, or reveal your emotional collapse, you produce contempt. Contempt communicates that your value is lower than hers, and contempt kills attraction. So, what do? One sentence: do absolutely nothing. Total silence. But not just any silence. Strategic silence, executed with intention. Done poorly, it's useless. Done correctly, it's devastatingly powerful. The psychology of strategic silence. Why does silence work? Behavioral psychology explains it through a principle called extinction of reinforcement. When a behavior stops getting the expected response, the brain becomes anxious and motivated to restore it. When she pulls away, she expects one of two responses: desperate chasing, signaling weakness; anger or drama, signaling instability. Both justify her decision, but when you respond with nothing, her mind receives no data it can process. She cannot classify you as weak. She cannot classify you as unstable. She is trapped in a mental void. And here is where the psychological magic occurs. The human brain hates uncertainty more than bad news. She begins filling the void with questions. Is he seeing someone else? Has he lost interest? Is he ignoring me as I ignored him? Did I make a mistake pulling away? Every question is a mental investment. Every minute she spends thinking about you reinforces your presence in her mind. Now compare this with chasing. She pulls away. You over-explain. You panic. You reveal your emotional dependence. Certainty is restored immediately. She knows she is in control. She knows she can return anytime, and you will always be there. That is how men destroy their advantage in a few desperate actions. The three components of strategic silence. Silence is not passivity, it is strategy. To work, it requires three essential components. 1. Complete digital absence. Do not text her. Do not check her stories. Do not react to anything she posts. Avoid all digital traces. Most men fail here because they believe that avoiding texts is enough, but secretly checking her social media signals, obsession. Absolute digital absence is non-negotiable. 2. Visible value building. While absent from her life, improve yours. Gym, work, hobbies, social outings, live a life of growth that's visible, not for her, but for the world. Mutual friends or social circles ensure she notices indirectly. This triggers loss aversion. The pain of losing something valuable is far more intense than the pleasure of gaining it. She sees you thriving, and her brain begins recalculating your value. 3. Authentic emotional regulation. You cannot fake this. True emotional regulation means your life continues whether she returns or not. Your confidence and happiness are independent of her. Real abundance is magnetic. Fake abundance is not. Fatal mistakes. Men make. Even when men try this strategy, 3 fatal mistakes destroy it. Mistake 1. Breaking silence too early. Most men hold silence for 3 to 5 days. Anxiety wins. They send casual messages like, "Hey, how are you?" It's transparent. She knows he couldn't handle my absence. Every day of tension is lost the moment you break it. Ideal duration? Minimum 2 weeks, ideally 3 to 4 weeks, maximum 6 weeks. Beyond that, she assumes it's over for good. The goal is not endurance, it is creating the psychological conditions for her to return. Mistake 2. Responding too quickly. If she finally contacts you, don't respond immediately. Even a few minutes of enthusiasm destroys your advantage. Delay for at least a full day, ideally several days. Reply cordially, but without emotion or over-explanation. Example: "Hey, I've been focused on some areas of my life. Good to hear from you." Short, polite, no justification. Mistake 3. Returning to the old dynamic. If she comes back, do not fall into old patterns. Do not become overly available. Set boundaries, maintain your standards, and ensure mutual effort. Reciprocity is key. If she initiates, respond in kind, but never overinvest. Machiavelli warned, "A prince who reclaims lost territory but repeats the mistakes that caused rebellion loses it again." The same applies in relationships. What happens in her mind? During silence. Understanding her internal process strengthens your resolve. Week 1. Justification phase. Her mind builds stories to justify her distance. He was too much, not enough, the connection wasn't strong. Breaking silence here gives her evidence that confirms her narrative. Week 2. Doubt phase. Stories feel less convincing. She notices your absence. Small triggers, passing a place you visited together, hearing a song associated with you, begin to chip away at certainty. Week 3 to 4. Recalibration phase. She reassesses your value. Seeing you thrive while absent triggers loss aversion. Psychological tension becomes unbearable. She begins to question her decision. What if I was wrong? What if he was better than I realized? What if someone else is seeing the value I ignored? This is usually when she breaks the silence, not because of your action, but because the uncertainty has become intolerable. Accepting reality. Sometimes pulling away is not a test. Sometimes it is genuine incompatibility. Maybe her values differ. Maybe she sees deal breakers. Maybe she found someone more compatible. In these cases, strategic silence will not bring her back, and that's okay. Emotional maturity means accepting both outcomes. If she returns, you have a chance to rebuild from a stronger, more balanced dynamic. If she does not, you filtered out someone not sufficiently invested, saving months or years of emotional energy. This is not resignation. It is efficiency. It is emotional clarity. Machiavelli noted that effective leaders make difficult decisions without being paralyzed by hope or fear. A real-world example: a friend of mine dated a woman for 4 months. Chemistry, deep conversation, plans for the future, all felt right. Then she started pulling away. Messages spaced out, energy colder. I told him to implement strategic silence, digital absence, visible value building, authentic emotional regulation. Week 1. Brutal. Every day he wanted to text her. He resisted. Week 2. Focused on the gym, personal projects, and social life. Emotional state stabilized. Week 3. Posted genuine moments of happiness, nights out, personal progress. He was thriving, not performing. Day 23. She messaged him, expressing confusion, fear of intensity, and missing him. He waited 2 full days before replying. Message: short, cordial, non-emotional. I understand you were handling things. I've been focused on different areas of life. Good to hear from you. She responded almost immediately, asking to meet. He proposed a date. She accepted. During the meeting, the dynamic shifted. She was more engaged, affectionate, asking questions, even admitting her mistake in creating distance. 6 months later, they are still together. She confessed, the moment she realized he was different was when he did not react to her pulling away. All previous partners had chased desperately. He simply continued his life. That showed her he had the emotional strength she needed in a long-term partner. Reactance and loss aversion. Here's the deeper psychological mechanism: reactance theory. Reactance is the impulse to restore lost freedom. When she pulls away and you chase, her freedom is intact, no urgency. When you pull back completely, the freedom to return feels threatened. She no longer knows if the option is available. That uncertainty triggers psychological reactance, motivating her to restore that freedom, which means she begins pursuing you. Machiavelli observed humans value loss far more than what feels secure. People often take permanence for granted. By not chasing, you create perceived risk, which creates renewed value in her eyes, respect, and lasting attraction. Respect is never requested. It is earned through consistent behavior that demonstrates value. When a woman pulls away and you hold your position. Focus on growth rather than drama. Maintain emotional stability. You earn respect automatically. Respect is the foundation of lasting attraction. You cannot negotiate it, beg for it, or argue for it. Only behavior proves it. When she sees you thriving without her, when your emotional state remains independent, you earn respect. And with respect comes renewed attraction. The final takeaway. When a woman pulls away, do not panic, do not chase, do not fix what isn't broken. Implement the 3 pillars. Complete digital absence, visible value building, authentic emotional regulation. Hold this for at least 3 weeks. When she breaks the silence, respond without urgency. If she never returns, understand you filtered out incompatibility efficiently. In both cases, you win. Rebuild from a stronger dynamic. Or remove unworthy investment from your life. Your value does not decrease because someone cannot see it. Some people are simply not equipped to recognize it. Your job is to build a life so solid that those who value you gravitate toward you naturally, while the rest are filtered out.